Another lame DLC got all the new trophies in like 5 minutes.
Bruh. That shit was ugly. You have to reset your gears.
All the hot rod cars cool?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Are the hot rod cars cool?
I think so. Got crazy handle. Ooh, but it's big, so it'll take up more space. So good and bad. So plus and minus.
Can you see that?
Jeez.
Sweet. Thanks. you manually shifting?
Yeah, I'm doing the shifting. See? Tops out a little bit too early. It has the power to do a lot faster than 216, 217. Whoa. Big ass tires though.
It was in the new update.
Yep, manual gears are in the new update as well as drag racing. I haven't found the drag racing yet. I'll say that. I do not know where to initiate a drag. But there are 5 drag horses, so with that being said, I'd imagine they'd be on straightaways. Most likely they're going to be on the highways. Now, where can I find this? So there are 5 different drag races. I'm reading, trying to see about the drag racing.
Let's get to it, buddy.
The warehouse. You read that wording. Okay. So it says that it doesn't make clear where the drag racing takes place. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay.
You should try as well. It doesn't bomb. You know what's new? Smells of burnt rubber and is really, really hot? Giraffe. Where to go for heat free? Eddie's challenge is really shaping up. Details of the where, when, and who are on the app.
Okay. Where, Robin?
You know what's new? Smells of burnt rubber and is really, really hot? Drag racing. Bro, great news. We got these sweet
Jeez. I'll be right with y'all. Kinda time trial. I thought I was bugging for a second. Yeah. The fuck.
Someone tell me how this new garage works? Playing as soon as I'm in.
Alright. To access cars in your storage, it's not really a new garage, it's just storage. Basically, choose a car that you want to, you know, put into storage or trade from storage, right? You want to choose move to warehouse, or you can swap it from warehouse if another car is in the warehouse. I have two cars there currently, a Unicorn and my BRZ. So, say if I want to bring my BRZ over, collect, right? I put my Huracan in the storage, and my Unicorn's here now. Actually, that was the Supra. Yeah, the Supra went to storage. Now, if you don't want to swap, you can just move it. If you have space. And Now I have another car in storage. Here you go. It's that simple. So who's to say that they might not up it from like 5 to 10, 10, 15, 20 cars in storage in the warehouse eventually. But I have 3 in the warehouse, 4 in here right now, so I'm already up to like 8 cars.
Cheers mate, bit disappointing from them, could have made it look cool sticking cars in the garage.
True, but they would have had to remap the whole thing in order to make that happen. Not to say that they couldn't, but they would have had to. And I'm sure that there's a memory constraint having like 5 stickered cars all in the garage. Maybe not actually when you think about it, considering that you can have 8 people in a lobby. They could have did it. Yeah, you're right. But all the scenes in the game would have had to been changed up if they moved the cars around, because you know sometimes people walk around and everything through story mode. So I'm sure they had to figure out some way to make that happen without messing everything else up. Not to say that they couldn't, just saying. It's one simplified way of making it happen. The game should have never shipped with 5 cars being the limit anyway. It just shouldn't have happened. But at least they corrected it. Now, if you would give me just a second, I'll be right with you. I'm trying to check my comments, set everything else up. Okay, I'm in. Quarter mile and 9.6, 2.4, 0 to 60, 2.43. 9.6 quarter. 9.7, 9.7, 9.8. Yeah, it just goes up. Alright, so be it. In case you're wondering about some of the body kits, there's a ton. Not a ton, but there's a fair amount. You have the rat rod, a taller version, a longer version, and a base model hot rod. I don't really get the tall roof. But hey, to each their own, right? Seven
For
gears
the
on this one.
drag races, can't you filter the map to where it only shows them?
That's a good question. But when I'm looking on the map, there's two options: hide objectives and show objectives. That's it. You gotta zoom in, zoom out, hide them, show them. That's just a menu on the right side. Actually, that's not even a freaking filter. Are you kidding? I just took a screenshot of the freaking map. Yeah. I see no drag racing, no. I hope it's not tied to Eddie's missions, because I haven't done them yet. Don't really know if I'm in a mood to do them either. Now, when I look on their website, it says something about pull up to the box, warm up your tires, and whatnot, a whole bunch of other random stuff, but I don't see anything about it. Ah, I found one. Whoa.
What about the L1 and R1 buttons? Don't they change the filters?
Do they? Oh, what do you know? They do. Thank you, my man. Utilities, all, missions. These only show missions. I guess story mode missions that I need to do. Since I've done them all, they don't show up anymore. I beat the game already. Events. Events is cluttered. It's a shit ton of everything. But I'm guessing the double flags are drag races. Now that I've found one double flag, I'm going to look for any others. There's another double flag here. Speed tunnel. After staging, proper shifting and judicious use of nitro is a key to win a drag race. So that's another one. There's another double flag here. Drive to town. And there's supposed to be 5 of them total. One where I am here. One here. Three, 4. Where's number 5? Bruh. Why you do this? Why you do? I know you wouldn't have a drag race up in the canyons. That'd be ridiculous. Actually, no, they actually could do it. It'd just be a point-to-point, really. Don't know if that would count as a drag race. Anywho, I'll find a 5th one when we find it. Is this the 5th one? think I counted that one already. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, there's one right here next to me. Are you kidding? 5. Oh man, I must be fucking blind. It says drag race right in my freaking plate. You can't be serious, that's hilarious. Intriguing.
You are gonna love this. Let me walk you through it. Drag racing is all about preparation and timing. Place your car within the start area and do a burnout to get your tires to the perfect temperature for maximum grip. But don't overdo it. Try for a perfectly timed start when the light goes green. Any fraction of a second you shave off counts. There you go. Now, race to the finish line.
Seriously. Oh shit, got to shift gears for a second. So used to driving automatic.
And that's your first drag race. Looks like you got the hang of it.
Not like the old drag racing from underground. But interesting nonetheless. Let's try this again. Overcooked. Ah man, hella gimmicky. Let me see. If you're wondering about this, you can't really do much to it. Seriously. I can't do nothing to this either, huh? unadjustable. No rear camber, no rear width, no front track width either. You can do the ride height. Bizarre.
Hey guys.
Man, this shit can go straight up formula status. Why not? What up, Egg Nguyen? I do not know how to pronounce your name. Well, what up? Nothing, 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 nothing. They change the rims. No side skirts. No diffusers. Just want to see the other spoiler. This is what it looks like. No spoiler. Kind of bizarre. If you ask me without the spoiler, it looks just wrong. Like, what is that doing? The body of the car won't even allow any air to get to the spoiler. You're getting 0 downforce. No body kits. Diffusers. Taillights. No exhaust. No lids. You just don't have you really have no options. Besides the wheels.
No worries. It's pronounced Nguyen. Pretty sick ride you got there.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Morning, bro. How you doing?
I took care of that.
Alright.
Just gotta, stay on top of it now and just,
No doubt. No doubt. You can change the wheels. They have basic racing slicks. These are the stock ones that come with the car. The no print slicks. Then you have the semi slicks. And then you have the rain tires. Now, obviously the ground's always wet, so you might want to use the rain tires, but I thought that tread is just look like it's OD too much, so I didn't go with those. I went to semi slicks. I mean, slicks, I don't really think it has any effect on the car's handling anyway, but I feel like semi slicks fit the areas where we're racing. Looks more natural. The manual transmission is not only for drag racing. You can use it whenever
Is the manual
driving.
transmission only for drag racing? Also, I heard there's corners in drag racing, so that's disappointing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like straight line drag racing, and it's really not what you'd think about drag racing, like breakneck speed, loss of control if you steer in any direction. It's kind of like just driving from point A to B. It's just a really, consider it a point-to-point race, a really short point-to-point race, which the game already has. So it's just it's a shorter version of a point-to-point race. It's not drag racing. I mean, if you just want to test your cars out and drag race against people, you're better off lining it up and having somebody, give the signal, by turning off their car, and then, turning the car on, and let that be the signal for the drag race. But other than that, I don't feel the game really does drag racing right. Underground did drag racing better. That's just my opinion. As far as this car right here, the handling is amazing. It's one of the cars I actually like driving from the hood view. Feels more natural. Whoops.
And what's worse is that there's still no cockpit view, but maybe soon
Yeah.
they'll put it in.
The game needs a cockpit view. Also, they need button mapping, because changing gears with the right analog stick doesn't feel right. I'd rather use like triangle and circle personally. Some people might use R1 and L1, but people should have the right to choose the way they switch gears. I mean, we're on PS4 now, come on. This has been something they've given us since PlayStation 1. Why not? Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm playing on PlayStation 4 if anybody's curious. Top speed on this thing is 216, 217. Yet it clearly has the power to do much
Hopefully
more.
they'll fix it in the next update.
Hopefully. The crew wild run needs it also, actually. And the PC clearly lets you win it. I'm wondering, can you
Was there
drag race
anything
against other
done to the
people?
cops in this game? Are the cops still terrible?
I mean, I never really have trouble with cops in any game, so for me, they're terrible. I mean, I don't know. I leave that to you know, individual opinion. Some people think the cops is like too easy. I do. I think they're too easy. But I never had a problem with them. I feel like I could drift this, but I'm trying to find out the best entry method. Bruh. Alright. Where's the next one?
I think if NFS made it so the screen would shake and stuff, it would feel more like you're feeling the speed, if you get what I'm saying.
Screen shake. I think that they already have that in the game. Did I turn it off? I'm trying to remember. Maybe I did. Oh yeah, and this is where you go to choose manual gears. You can choose auto reverse, or you have to downshift into manual yourself. Manual, you have manual per car, which means some cars will be manual, some cars will be automatic, depending on the transmission you choose, automatic or manual. So I have it on manual currently. Fighting the subtitles units, HUD, nah. I guess it's not there. I thought it was. It's a nice. Some nice paint jobs in here. Yeah, that's mine right there. Kind of feel like it needs a neutral gear also. And if you like idle or something or crash, the car should downshift back to first or back down to neutral, but you gotta do it yourself.
How would you feel if they added in trucks and bikes in this game?
How would I feel if they added in trucks and bikes? Bikes would be awesome. I think more games should add bikes. Forza and Gran Turismo would be great if they added bikes, personally. That's my opinion. Not, forced, but optional. Where people can add, use them if they want to. Or, separate them if they wanted to. But Need for Speed being an open world racing game, I don't see why not. It couldn't hurt. I mean, they need to innovate. They need something new. They need something fresh to make the game feel new again. And I don't know, it's been more of the same lately. Although this game does look amazing, it doesn't really innovate. Nothing groundbreaking to the series, in my opinion. I mean, this is not the first time they had drag racing, and actually I still feel they did a little bit better before. Though the cars are nice. Kind of miss, drag racing in train yards and like dipping left and right underneath bridges and avoiding pillars and stuff like that. It was more exciting. I'm still not sure about the launch. Are you supposed to keep it in the red area or not? This car has great acceleration and a horrible top end. And you can't add any parts to it. So no manual gear upgrades or whatever. No transmission upgrades, anything you want. It comes as is. Alright, that's 3. Is that 3 or 4?
Hey, what do you think of adding a drag icon just like how they got Speed Style Ek? I'm more of a semi-casual driver, so I usually prefer Gran Turismo over everything else, but I like how NFS looks so far. It just needs a bit. How many HP has this car?
Oh, that is crazy. I didn't notice this. This car is about 10,000 horsepower to my understanding. I'll double check just to be sure, but I believe it's about 10,000 horsepower. I think Need for Speed made it so the screen would shake. I know I read that one. How would you feel if they added bikes? Said that. What do you think of adding a drag icon? That would be smarter than 2 flags. It'd be easier to see. I'm more of a semi-casual driver, so I usually prefer Gran Turismo over everything else. I agree. But I like how Need for Speed looks so far. That's the thing. Need for Speed I like how it looks too, but it's really about how it plays and how entertaining it is to play. That's the most important part to me. But yes, the game looks stunning. I can agree to that.
What did the new update have?
Drag racing, hot rods. You can have 10 cars now. 5 of them stay in the garage, 5 of them go into a storage, an invisible storage that you don't see. Manual gears, so now you can switch gears yourself. And
Geez, Gran Turismo over everything for sure, but keep in mind NFS is an arcade-oriented game.
true, but I don't know how you're gonna feel about me saying this, but honestly, like, the crew is more entertaining to play than Need for Speed. And that game, it has a shit ton of like bugs and glitches, and it's not as graphically, you know, it's not as good graphically to look at as Need for Speed. But there's just a lot to the game. And the driving and the drifting feels more natural.
Hopefully, there will be a game where it has the aesthetics of NFS and the physics of Gran Turismo.
Oh, there we go.
Let us see the new cars.
True.
The crew was dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb until they added the Wild Run update. Then it became amazing. Also, if you go into your settings on the crew, which is something a lot of people don't know about, you can adjust your handling setting and make the game just amazing. They've added motorcycles to the game. They have drag racing. They have monster trucks. They have drifting.
How important is a story in a game to you?
Rally cars, circuit cars, performance cars, street cars, and I think I said motorcycles already, but if I didn't, yeah, they have motorcycles, and you can drive anywhere and everywhere, off-road, on-road, racetracks, whatever. The game is massive. So as much as people might want to say that the crew is garbage, it might not look the part, but it definitely plays the part. How important is a story in a game to me? I like story modes, especially co-op games. But it's only as important as the game is, you know, initially. Eventually you need replay value to hold on to a game. A story is a good reason to play a game from beginning to end, and if it's good enough, you might want to do it maybe twice or 3 times. But eventually, like, once the story is over, it's over. You know what happens. So then what? Do you return the game back to the store, or do you know what? Like, you don't really keep a game because it has a good story mode. You keep a game because of the replay value. You know, and if developers wanted to get people to keep a game, they got to give a really good multiplayer, really good, you know, online system for it. Give me 1 second. Let me find this car real quick. Somebody was asking how much
Is that the
horsepower
only
the car has.
car?
Where is it? You can't own more than one? Seriously?
The story for NFS Undercover was pretty boring. Same goes for the gameplay in my opinion.
Undercover wasn't bad, and neither was Most Wanted. I don't know, I really wasn't